Karen, I know work is hard right now during coronavirus, but you don't deserve a man like Miles. Guys, I know and I understand that usually it's the woman saying this man don't deserve me, but man, they never met Karen. They never met Karen. Anywho, thank you so much for returning for Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 13, Part 2, Home Alone. And we start off with Karen, and she's complaining about Miles underhandedly, in my opinion. It's like, this woman, like, how would she feel that someone would say that she's not a woman because she doesn't know how to be emotionally available to the people around her? Because that's how I feel. Like, women are supposed to be caring and loving, and she is none of those things. So maybe she's not woman enough for Miles.
COVID has turned everything upside down. Miles has complained about being bored or not having enough to do, and
I don't know, maybe I'm just biased because I don't really like Karen that much and I adore Miles. But it sounds like Karen's trying to complain about Miles complaining. And as far as his depression goes, he told you at any time that you can always talk to him and ask him, and he will let you know what he is going through. So there's no guessing here. It's as if you just don't want to check in because you don't want to deal with someone else's emotions.
it's just not something that I've ever faced before. I can't necessarily give Miles or the relationship the attention that I would like to, and it just makes things between us even more tense.
All I hear is excuses from Karen. Like, it's COVID-19, of course, but you two are sitting on a couch in this moment. How hard is it for him to come sit down next to you, put his head on your shoulder, and for you to kiss his forehead or touch his arm or just acknowledge that he came over to you and put his head on his shoulder? Just the same as if you were cooking dinner and he came by and squeezed your butt and then kept on walking. All Miles is asking for is a little tiny bit of affection, and you refuse to do the basics. Like, this is like, Karen, if you're not interested, stop being a gaslighter. Stop. If you look at my previous reviews on them, I thought that Karen's biggest issue is that she doesn't know how to truly emotionally connect with a man or person. And this here shows it. Like, I really want a man to ignore Karen the way she ignores Miles. Like, can we get a Morris Chestnut to reenact Karen to Karen? And it does say a lot that when Karen married Miles, her own father didn't show up. Like, even if her father disagreed with what she was doing, he could have still came and supported his daughter in this moment. So it says a lot about the type of masculine men Karen wants.
How has the quarantine affected you, do you think?
We still try to do like small, sweet things for each other.
Do you mean all the sweet things Miles has been doing for you? Because maybe they are giving you a horrible edit, because I did not see not near a thing you did for Miles. You can't even kiss the boy on the head.
Woke up this morning, made us breakfast, nice little breakfast sandwich, sent Killer off to work, got a little lunch for her. We'll be washing the beans all day, clean the bathtub for her so she can take a bath when she gets home and just get her what she needs.
Oh my God, Miles. Stop running me in baths when I get off of work. Oh my gosh, Miles. I don't need you to make me dinner when I get off of work. Oh my gosh, Miles. Why did you pack me lunch? I could just buy my lunch. Oh my gosh, why are you so feminine? Somebody, please secure me to an insane asylum bed so I don't jump Karen.
I always had this fear that like he was so inclined to like be the good guy and things like that, that I'm like, are you really being the real you?
But it's not a terrible thing if somebody's trying to be accommodating because that's what they've learned.
Karen, this is episode 13. I'm really going to need you to stop putting your insecurities and your own imagination of negativity all for Miles. Miles is a good guy. There's nothing to it. There's no scam. There's no scheme. Like, you're stopping this man from being his best self and his best life. You're the worst partner that he can be with because you're stopping him from being the best. Because you don't even want to accept the best. Ugh.
And it's not a terrible thing on your side to want the raw stuff. But as I listen to your language, it's all about your needs.
Finger snaps for Dr. Pepper. Finger snaps for Dr. Pepper. I've been saying this the whole time. Like, tell me, is being a nice man feminine? Because I see Mouse as a gentleman who is attentive to the person that he sees as his spouse. And I just need to know tell me in the comments, what do you perceive as a non-masculine man? Like, what makes masculinity? Please leave. I want to know. Like, I want whoever watches this show. We've been questioning masculinity for almost 13 weeks. We have 13 episodes. That's 13 weeks of watching. We've been questioning what masculinity is for 13 weeks. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think masculinity is?
You know, and we get reports on you all the time so that we can kind of keep up with you. And I do know you've said some things in the past that would not encourage openness. You felt he had feminine traits.
Watch how she tries to defend herself.
First and foremost, I felt like I needed to be honest. Are you going to be that masculine figure for me?
Comment section. I'm waiting.
He's called me like sis, for instance. My female friends, they're the ones that are like, hey sis, like how you doing today? I'm like, I'm your wife. I'm not your sis.
Tell me in the comment section. Please tell me. What kind of cover story is Karen trying to make? Oh my gosh, a man used the word sis. That means he is not a man. There's no such thing as men having a personality. It must say a lot since her father didn't come to her wedding to just support his wife because his wife was coming. Like, you would think that a masculine man, even though he didn't agree with a wedding, would still come to make sure that his wife was accompanied, right? That's a masculine man. A masculine man does not leave his wife unattended for an event, okay? That's a masculine man. But somehow, Miles is so emasculated because he called her sis, and she knows that he is playful. Karen, honestly, I'm going to tell you this honestly before we even get to the end of their review. I don't know if they wind up together or not, but I am rooting for Miles, and I do not want him to be with Karen. I think Karen is a soul-sucking person. She needs to go to therapy. She needs to find out what she thinks masculinity is, and she needs to find out what a healthy relationship is. And because she doesn't have that equipment. She doesn't have it. Let's continue.
Last night, he said that he didn't feel like I was trying in this relationship. And he even told me, like, if decision day was today, I would choose not to be married because I don't feel like you're putting in effort.
Karen, miss me with the tears. Okay? Miss me with the tears. Someone tells you what their love language is, and you aren't even trying to communicate with him in that manner. How many times does he have to tell you he needs words of affirmation? He needs physical touch. We've watched you on video this entire episode. The man has come next to you several times. Not once have you initiated anything towards him romantically or caringly. So keep your tears for someone else, pageant queen. Alright, well, let's move on to Miles talking to Pastor Cal. I know you guys are wondering, why do I keep using the same pictures over and over again? I want to demonstrate how we are beating a dead horse within this relationship. So if anyone's questioning it, this is why. Okay, this is why, because I want you to know that we're beating dead horses, and Karen gotta go.
I want to feel like I come in the house and you are excited to see me. You want to be around me. You want to give me a hug. You want to give me a kiss. You want to come cuddle up with me on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Like.
And you know what, Miles? That is exactly what you deserve. That is what every relationship deserves. I want the same things, okay? That's what you deserve. You fight for it. Leave her.
I think she wants, but isn't ready for a progressive dude like myself.
Miles, you're right on the money. That's how I know you mature, because you can see it. But you're trying to be nice and not say it to her, but you can see it. What I don't like about it, Miles, is that you go back after having these conversations with Pastor Kyle and Dr. Pepper, and you talk about the same behind things that you've been talking about for 13 weeks. Affection. Like, if she didn't get it by now, you need to move on. Okay, everyone. So, my blood pressure went up a little high on that one. It went up real high. But we about to move on to our little rays of sunshine, Amelia and Bennett, and get back on the happy train.
Outside bottom.
You see that? You see that? That's the type of love Miles wants. During this episode, Amelia cuts her hair as a surprise to Bennett, and I have to say it is the best decision she could have made. Her hair looks so much better, and she did it herself, so that's even cheaper. Amelia and Bennett are enjoying quarantine. They are enjoying falling more and more in love with each other and getting to know each other. I think them and Woody and Amani are the only people that are like, quarantine don't ever end, because they are loving it. And Amelia and Bennett discuss, while everyone else is discussing getting cats and dogs, they're discussing getting rats.
Still. And falling more in love every day.
What are you thinking about?
Money. Money.
In this moment, after this scene, this is when I knew for a fact that Amelia and Bennett were going to stay together. Like, I've always known that they were going to stay together, but this whole time we've been watching this show for 13 weeks. Bennett has never mentioned anything about money, caring about money, spending money, nothing. But at this moment, he mentions money because he's thinking about the future with Amelia and how he's going to provide for Amelia, how he's going to provide for the children that he and Amelia will have. And Bennett is getting on board, all the way on board. When them papers come in, we know where Bennett's going.
I'm gonna split time between Virginia and here.
Seriously?
There you have it, ladies and gents. Bennett's going to be living bi-coastally. He's going to be running his theater in New Orleans, and then he's going to be living in Richmond, Virginia, supporting his lovely wife, Amelia, as she goes through residency. These two are staying married, obviously, which we already knew. And that wraps up this episode. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I have a cooling pad on the way so I can get my uploads up faster. It's been very difficult because I'm trying to promote my channel, so I'm on the computer all day, so it's always overheating. So while I'm making videos, by the time it's time to upload them, my computer is way too hot. I have to let it rest for like 4 or 5 hours, then come back, and hopefully what I upload looks good. If not, it's like, I gotta do it all over again. Let's wish for better days for me. Let's wish for better days.